Growing up in northeastern Ohio, I loved books. Ever since I was a child, I can remember being in love with books. I don't remember a time I didn't have a library card and go to the library every week and pile up on books to bring home to read. Some of my favorite things were poems and rhyming stories, and I still have some of my favorite books from being a child. I was actually in two children's books. One is Yoga is for Me, and then the second book was about nutrition. And that really inspired me to want to be an author when I grew up. I always knew it was something I wanted to do, but life took twists and turns to get me here to finally achieve my goal. My husband and I have always been interested in teaching our children to read really young. We love reading. So knowing that I wanted to try to inspire children to have a love of reading and spark that interest in young children, I chose children's literature. I think the earlier you can impact a child with a love of reading and seeing books that represent them and celebrate diversity is a positive thing. It only can make children's imaginations grow broader, brighter, stronger, and encourage them to be better readers and better writers. And with the historic election of Kamala Harris, being a girl mom, that really inspired me to try to capture that historic moment. And so Future Miss President, my first book, was born out of that inspiration. And in this story, Cammie's mom wakes her up in the morning with the exciting news that the new VP is just like her. Cammie could not believe that the new vice president was like her because she knew we had only ever had male VPs previously. So throughout the story, Cammie gets the idea of wondering, what does that mean for her and her future? And not only does she dream big dreams, she dreams big enough to see herself one day becoming president as well. All of our children have been involved in the whole process. My husband's been super involved. He's the one that actually gave me the title Future Miss President for my book because I had another title I had been bouncing around. But our youngest daughter, she really became involved in helping me lay out the illustrations and come up with the rhyming words, come up with the story that she thought would be interesting from a young child's perspective. So that was very special.
I feel like we work together really good because I always have ideas and she has ideas and then we just make them together. And then sometimes if she's doing something, I feel like I can type things, type words. And I don't always do the pictures. I feel like she does more of the pictures, but I still help. I feel like it's just really fun because it's something I can do that's kind of easy to do and it's not very hard to do it. I mean, it's hard sometimes, but yeah.
When my daughter and I collaborate on our projects, we sit down and we talk about ideas first. And we talk about the characters, what they should look like, what the setting would be like, what is the message we want to have the book show. So each one of our titles has a specific message, whether it's healthy eating, accepting yourself, celebrating diversity, dreaming big dreams. All of those ideas we came up with together, and we talk about how we want to bring that story to life and how the illustrations should look. And then she tells me, Mommy, that doesn't sound too good. Let's try this way. Let's try that. And I listen to her ideas, and it's just as much her input as mine in each of the books. It turns out really well.
I want people to really see what the books mean, like they're meaning to have imagination or they're meaning to dream big, and they always have a lesson. You want them to really see something out of the books. I feel like you want them to see they can do anything and they're important. I like all of the books, but if I had to choose one, it's probably Bella Loves Her Umbrella because I love how that book's based on imagination.
Gracie's Grace was inspired by our actual shelter puppy named Gracie, who we adopted during quarantine lockdown. And because we had such an awesome experience with adopting her through CHA Animal Shelter, we decided to write a book based on her adoption, and a portion of the proceeds go back to CHA Animal Shelter. This was really important to us. We've been rescuing dogs for 20 years, but because of the great experience we had with CHA, we just knew that we wanted to have a way to give back to them. So Gracie was born and had a cherry eye as a puppy. And in the story, it talks about she wasn't sure whether her physical differences would keep her from getting adopted or not. And she saw other dogs getting adopted before her, and it made her feel a little insecure. So throughout the story, it talks about self-acceptance, loving yourself just the way you are, not changing a thing, and truly believing that what's meant for you will happen.
Well, when I first saw her when she had a cherry eye, I feel like I didn't really care that much. I didn't care that she was different because she was like a really good dog, and it just depended on how they were, not like how they looked, because I don't really care about looks as long as like they're a nice, genuine person. And, I mean, well, dog in this case, because I feel like she's like important to me.
One of the things I noticed growing up is that there were not a lot of picture books of kids that looked like me. And in doing the research, I found out that only 12% of mainstream published books have diverse characters. So it became my mission to write and publish and produce books that I felt were important, a missing part in literacy, and I'd like to disrupt that, change the numbers a little bit, and inspire children to see books that look like them. I really think representation matters, not only to the underrepresented groups, but also for the majority to see these children in a positive light, with family settings, doing wonderful things, and making historic moments come true. It has been a complete dream come true for me. It's such a thrill every single day to know that I'm leaving a legacy for my family and my children, but also impacting children forever around the world. To me, seeing it from going from my mind, like literally an idea in my mind to a piece of paper, to a book, that process, those 3 steps, it's like having a baby. It's like when you see it born, it's the best thing in the world.
To keep up with the newest releases from this dynamic duo, visit srdharrisbooks.com.